Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really jumping into some, let's say, unexpected corners of history.
Fairly. We're looking at material where things aren't quite what they seem. Lots of potential contradictions.
Right, hinting at maybe covert influence, hidden agendas. Our mission here for you is to unpack these fascinating claims.
Exactly. We've got historical accounts, company records, some pretty obscure texts.
And we're just presenting the narratives from these sources, laying out the connections they make about secret societies, long-held secrets. We're not endorsing them, just exploring.
It's about looking at how these sources try to, well, piece together a different version of history. It might just change how you see things.
Okay, let's get into it. There's this really striking claim about 1781. It comes from Jonathan Williams's Legions of Satan.
Mm-hmm.
It details an alleged conversation between Lord Cornwallis and George Washington. What's the gist of that?
Well, according to Williams' text, Cornwallis supposedly said, and I'm quoting the source here, "A holy war will now begin on America. And when it is ended, America will be supposedly the citadel of freedom, but her millions will unknowingly be loyal subjects to the crown."
Wow. So freedom on the surface, but loyal underneath. That's the idea.
That's the core contradiction Cornwallis allegedly laid out. He apparently went on to predict American churches would end up teaching. Now get this. The Jews' religion.
The Jews' religion.
Yeah, but the source immediately jumps in and says this is code. It interprets it as meaning teach the Jesuits' religion.
Ah, okay. Jesuit, not Jewish. That's a crucial interpretation in the source.
Absolutely. And Cornwallis supposedly said that within 2 centuries, America would be working towards a divine world government.
Which the source identifies
As a British empire, basically. A global power.
And this prophecy, or alleged prophecy, goes further, right? Something about all religions.
It does. He claimed, supposedly, that all religions would be permeated with this Judaism, which again the source insists means Jesuitism.
Without anyone noticing.
Without the masses even noticing, yeah. And all under the invisible, all-seeing eye of the grand architect of Freemasonry.
Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah.
The grand architect of Freemasonry, how does the source connect that?
Well, the sources we looked at equate that title with others, like Great Architect of the Universe, Great Bridge Builder Universal, even Great Catholic Pontifex.
Leading ultimately to
the Pope, yeah. It's painting a picture of this really deep, hidden control structure, all linked together.
It's quite a claim. And this idea of hidden things in unexpected places, it shifts focus, doesn't it, to France?
It does. We move to Rennes-le-Château.
Yeah.
A small church, a priest named Béranger Saunière doing renovations.
And he finds something under the altar.
Lifts the altar stone, and yeah, it's hollow. And inside, a carved stone phallus.
So it's like a phallus
Yeah.
under the main altar.
That's what the source claims. Saunière apparently told his superiors in the church.
And their reaction, were they shocked?
Surprisingly, no. According to the text, they explained it. They revealed that since ancient times, a kind of pagan religion had been operating secretly within the church.
A secret society inside the church itself?
Controlling it even. And this group supposedly worshipped Asmodeus, another name for Satan. The phallus was a symbol of masculine power for them.
And the hollow altar, what was the purpose of that, according to the source?
The tradition, as described, was deliberate. Placing the phallus there meant worshippers would unknowingly kneel and pray before it.
So it was meant as a form of blasphemy.
Exactly. To curse the building, curse the congregation, without them having any idea. It ties into this strange, archaic meaning of sacred, the source points out.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
It quotes a definition linking sacred to being solemnly devoted in a bad sense, as to evil, vengeance, curse, accursed, baleful. Even references Milton's Paradise Lost.
So sacred could mean cursed? Huh. That flips the meaning entirely.
It really does. And this whole story kind of makes you question surface appearances, doesn't it? Which seems to be a key point the source material is driving at.
And Saunière, what happened to him? He suddenly got wealthy, didn't he?
He did. The source suggests it was hush money. Keep quiet about the phallus, about the secret society.
And then he started adding things to the church, encoded messages.
Yeah, like building La Tour Magdala. The name apparently means the tower.
Tower. Why?
Because towers are seen as phallic symbols. And he built 2 towers, which the source says has obvious symbolic connotation in this whole context.
Okay. And this wasn't just a one-off thing in France. There's mention of English churches?
Right. The source cites a 1947 study. It looked at old English churches built before 1100 CE.
And found.
Many had hollow altars with hidden stone phallus inside, just like Rennes-le-Château. It supports the idea of this being Well, the source calls it a conspiracy to hoodwink worshippers.
Wow. Okay, so the sources are connecting dots from alleged prophecies to hidden symbols in churches across Europe. Where do they trace the origin of all this?
They go way back, thousands of years apparently, to something called Sethianism.
Sethianism. Tell us about that.
The claim is that ages ago, Seth betrayed and murdered King Osiris. This act supposedly replaced godliness with a cult of evil Sethianism, an ancient Gnostic sect.
Which the source equates with.
Modern Satanism, essentially. And this whole story, the betrayal, it's supposedly encoded in other myths like Cain and Abel, or even Judas and Jesus.
A recurring pattern of betrayal establishing evil.
That's the narrative. This cult was practiced in secret, mostly by the upper classes, the source claims, and involved satanic ritual human sacrifice, often a baby or an enemy.
That's grim. And how did they hide this, according to the sources?
This is maybe the most disturbing detail. To dispose of the body, they'd apparently hide it under the cornerstone of new building.
Under the cornerstone.
Yes. So the weight of the building rests on it. Impossible to find or remove without the whole structure collapsing.
Good grief. That's quite a method. And how does masonry fit into this picture?
The sources draw a direct line. The upper classes, the ones supposedly practicing this, needed trustworthy people for these rituals and disposals.
People who wouldn't talk.
Exactly. So they trained their own families in the craft of masonry. Building required education, which they could provide. It kept it all contained.
So the secrets of the cult survived within the mason's craft.
That's the assertion, that these ancient practices influenced what became modern Freemasonic ritual, its symbols.
Are there any, historical links mentioned?
Yeah, the sources mentioned the lodges of St. John, which were historically significant in Freemasonry, describing them as a secret society of recusing Catholics.
Recusing Catholics.
Right.
Those who refused to give up Catholicism during persecution.
That's right. And they also linked the historical Masons Guild generally to the Church of Rome, specifically mentioning the Cistercian order.
The monks known for building.
The Cistercians reportedly were involved in training Masons, so it suggests these connections run deep within established institutions.
So wrapping this up, what we've looked at today are claims suggesting this incredibly deep, hidden layer to history, ancient cults influencing secret societies, leaving marks on institutions, maybe even shaping political events.
Yeah, it's not just random weird stories, according to these sources. It's presented as a continuous thread, as covert influence operating right under our noses, sometimes literally under the foundations.
It definitely leaves you with something to think about.
It does. And maybe the question for you, listening, is how might these kinds of claims, these narratives, make us look differently at the symbols, the buildings, the institutions all around us?
Right. What other hidden histories might be hiding in plain sight? Something to mull over.